Hello, Collective. This is Tan for Artemis Oracle doing your reading for today. Oh my gosh, I cannot look at my brother's picture. I have to turn it over because every time I look at it, I just start crying. Um, so I'm doing just a random reading to see what comes out, but I wanted to start off with the numerology cards for the new moon in Sagittarius, which would be on the 19th and 20th, depending on what part of the world you're in. The first card we have is Focus on the Positive, and this is from the Monology Manifestations deck. And then Luck is on Your Side from the Monology Oracle deck. So I'm gonna get the. I don't think I want to read from the book because some of these cards I've read so many times, and if you've watched any of my other readings or my lives, then you will probably get the gist of it. But I shouldn't make that assumption since my views are low. So let me just get the book out. Um, I hope you're all doing well and staying safe. I'm recovering from some sort of a bug. I don't know exactly what it is, but it came by and hit me like really quickly, and it's going away, but you know how it is when you get the sickness, you know. But focus on the positive. The way is clear. All you have to do is make sure you enjoy the ride. Make sure you see the card. Make sure to enjoy the ride. That should be easy enough as long as you stop worrying and start believing in your own good luck. It's true that life goes in cycles, and this card shows you that you're moving into a good phase. As Abraham Hicks says, I should say, think about what you do want, not about what you don't want. Focus on the positive now. Your manifesting is definitely on track, and the more you can master the art of feeling good, the longer it'll stay that way. So the manifesting mindset is look back, see how far you've come, and count your blessings, you know. So you can also call on Archangel Raguel, who is the most sociable of the angels and helps us to find peace and harmony. So peace and harmony, temperance energy, Sagittarius is major arcana, it's all about that. And a manifestation you can use is I'm one lucky so and so. So you can say I'm one lucky mother, blah blah blah. I'm one lucky biatch, like whatever you want to say. That's the manifestation for that. The affirmation. So of course, whenever you want to bring positivity in your life, you have to focus on the positive. You have to focus on everything that you have that you are grateful for. And I like to say, if you're grateful for the little things, it invites even greater things for you to be grateful for. Like the things that you really do want and desire to come towards you. But you have to be and have to have an attitude of gratitude. Luck is on your side. New moon in Sagittarius. Okay, whatever is coming your way, it looks set to put a smile on your face. The new moon in Sagittarius can mark the restart of fun after a period of feeling low. That and the energy is adventurous and even willing to take a few risks. But be careful you don't bet the farm on something here, as the Wheel of Fortune is still spinning. This card is about exploring life metaphorically by exchanging big ideas with others or just thinking about your own philosophies. Perhaps it's time to make a change your mind about something important. It can also signal that a trip is coming up, if that's something you're working to achieve. But the overall message of this card is that whatever happens next will be some sort of gift, even if that simply means widening your worldview. Attune to the moon, count your blessings, literally write them down and say them loud. Additional meanings is you need to laugh more. This is a wonderful time to start a course of study or teaching. Don't be narrow-minded and start a week of gratitude practice. So you have an attitude of gratitude. So if you want things to work out in your favor, you're going to have a positive mindset, positive outlook, and have an attitude of gratitude. That's the most important thing. Okay, so let's see. So the new moons are about manifestation. So yeah, you could start setting intentions. They say the energy for new moons and even full moons are potent 3 days before and 3 days after the moon is fully illuminated in the sky. Okay, so let's see what deck I want to use. I have this new deck, but I'm still familiarizing myself with it, so I'm not going to use it just yet. Um, let me see. I have so many decks. So sometimes I haven't used this deck in a while. It's the Modern Witch Tarot. Let me use this one. This deck is really cute because it shows all feminine figures, even in the masculine roles. But what's cute is this little guidebook that it comes with. It looks like it's a hardcover book. It's so cute. But I don't use this deck as much as I'd like to. Okay, let's see what messages you need to know at this time. That's for your highest and greatest good. What messages does the collective need to know at this time for the highest and greatest good? I'm filming this on December 18th. I don't know if any of you have ever seen a new moon. I have. And it's an interesting sight to see. It looks exactly like this. Like you see, like the edges are illuminated, but the moon is there. It's such a beautiful sight to see. Okay. What does the collective need to know at this time for the highest and greatest good, spirit, angels, guides? Let's just see something for the collective at this time. Oh, we got the Knight of Pentacles coming out. The Knight of Pentacles is someone who perseveres, who goes after what it is that they want. They're very strategic, planning. They don't move hastily. They take their time. They don't rush into things. So this may be what you need to do. Maybe there's something that you really want that is going to require some patience on your part. Yeah, it could be about some sort of wish fulfillment, some happiness, harmony, balance. It could be with your family. It could even be with love. It could be with anything that can fill your heart. Bring some sort of emotional fulfillment. Okay, but there may be some self-sabotaging behaviors that you may be exhibiting, or you may need to be aware of anybody who may be a bit deceptive. But most importantly, it's more so don't allow yourself to allow any negative thoughts that you may have that can interfere with you going towards whatever it is you want, or even receiving whatever it is you want, or even believing that it's even possible for whatever it is you want to manifest. 18, as I was saying that. So beware of any self-sabotaging behavior, but also sometimes when you're moving forward, which the Knight of Pentacles is, it's important to keep looking forward. You could look back and see how far you've come, as the Moonology card indicated, but it's important not to let the past continue to play a role in your present moment and where you're going towards, unless you're just you're looking back at the lessons you learned. You know, we have the Queen of Pentacles. This is about remaining stable and grounded within yourself, and also focusing on what it is that you find value in, who you find value in, and what you find value in, and investing in those things, those people, places, or things. Okay. So the obstacle that you may encounter is some conflict. It could be mental, internal conflict that you have. You may be a little bit confused about which direction to take or who you can trust. But always trust your intuition. Look back at, if you look at the Seven of Swords and Five of Swords, if you're going to look, oopsie, this flipped over. That's interesting. Okay, so I would say look back on the people who have been there for you when your world is turned upside down. Because this card flipped over, you know, so that might mean something. So maybe look back on the people who were there for you when your world was turned upside down. You know, those are the people that you know you can trust. And the ones that you know it's okay for you to walk away from are the ones that weren't there for you when you needed them most. Oh, look, there's an eyelash on the card. I don't know. I was watching a video from Jade Stone Tarot, and it was for the Leo reading. I have a Leo moon, so I was watching it, and she said to like believe in those superstitions, like if you find an eyelash, make a wish and blow it. I'm like, but okay, I found an eyelash right now. Am I supposed to blow it in the house or outside? Because answer that question for me, because I need to know. But I'm gonna make a wish anyway. Okay, I made my wish. All right, so it's important for you to look back on. It could be even a wish fulfillment, Anyway, I'm gonna add up to that, right? So there may be, you just look back on the people who were there for you, the people who were honest, who were loyal, who never turned their back on you. That may be something that you could be thinking about. You may be reflecting on, or you may be conflicted about. Okay. What does the collective need to look out for? Nine of Cups. Protecting whatever wish that you have, guarding it. Also knowing that if it's something that if you've been putting a lot of work towards something, know that it is something that you deserve. You've earned it, So don't ever doubt that whatever you want is not possible or is impossible because of stuff that you may have experienced in the past, Sometimes we can allow our past to kind of dictate whether we're worthy of receiving something. Whether it's, money, prosperity, love, a nice home, a safe home, stable home, because we did see the Queen of Pentacles showing up. So, tell me more about the yeah. So, and look, a 9-9 came out. So that may be significant to you. 9-9. So we have the Hermit coming out. It's about you protecting your, definitely protecting. Maybe even taking time on your own. If you're not entirely sure what it is you would like to manifest, it may be important for you to take time to yourself, move away from anything that may be distracting. You see here the Hermit is closing the laptop, so kind of excluding yourself or extracting yourself from social media, or anything that may be influential, possibly not engaging in social media, watching the news, or anything that could kind of put you in that negative mindset, because there's so many. I know there are good things happening in the world, but it's like the negativity that is being broadcasted and any media type available, whether it's electronic, digital, like tangible, like a newspaper or a magazine. It's like that could put those types of medias have a lot of negativity, and it can play an impact on how your mindset or how you feel about things, or even the possibility, because there's a lot of stuff going on, and it's like, wow, it's like it's wanting to instill a sense of hopelessness, a sense of like nothing good exists. But that's something that you need to kind of close yourself off from, to protect yourself, protect your happiness, protect your peace, just so that you, whatever it is that you want to receive, whatever you're setting your intention on, isn't is possible, because you're not letting negativity feed into the impossibility of it, Okay. But also it could be about being mindful with the kind of content that you are consuming too. So if you are someone who does engage with social media and stuff, you may want to avoid any accounts that may make you feel bad about yourself, or instill some sort of fear-mongering type sites or accounts. Okay. 8 of Swords and Knight of Cups. Another thing you want to guard yourself from is also overthinking. Overthinking about what moves you should take. With the Knight of Cups is someone who's a dreamer, who is idealistic. So if you have certain mindset about particular things, you have to be a little bit more flexible, I would say, because if you have this rigid mindset about how things are supposed to be and it's not turning out that way, you could get in your head and possibly think about different ways you could try to manipulate the situation to work out in your favor. But instead, it's a matter of you kind of going with the flow, you allowing things to go in the trajectory at the speed that it's meant to. Sometimes you do need to slow down, because if you move very quickly, there's chance to make a lot of mistakes, make a lot of errors. You may even trip yourself up, because you're not seeing something that's there, something that may be right in front of you, because you're just so caught up in your thoughts and your expectations and stuff. So it's just, don't let your thoughts trap you. Don't let your thoughts blind you from the truth. You need to, in order to move forward, you need to be able to see what is in front of you, what lies ahead of you, just so that you can make strategic moves that benefit you, not based off of fear or based off of limiting beliefs, but based off of what you actually see and can maneuver around, if that makes sense. Okay, at the bottom of the deck, some of you may really need to, if there's a decision that you need to make, maybe you're a bit conflicted about what kind of intention you want to set, and maybe an intention that may be conflicting with, one intention may conflict with another, then you need to figure out exactly what is most important to you now. What would you like to, what do you think is a priority? You need to go within and trust your intuition, see where your heart guides you, where your feelings guide you, and not, like I said, don't allow anything external influence whatever decisions you're wanting to make, because you know what's right for you. You go online and you see all these different things, they're telling you this and that, but what does your heart tell you? What feels right to you? And in order to do that is you have to go within. You have to go into hermit mode, but not to trap your mind, not to cause any confusion, but just to gain more clarity. And sometimes when we isolate ourselves, it's much needed, especially if we are around people who can influence our energies, influence our who may be influential in some way. Not everybody gets influenced that way, but there could be something external that can be influential to you, and maybe energetically influential. So that may be the reason why you need to take some time to isolate, just so that you can reconnect with yourself and see what's the best fit for yourself, especially when you're trying to manifest something for yourself. Okay, let's see if there are any other cards. I want to get the Angel Answers cards and see what advice they have. I looked at the bottom of the deck. It says, wait. The situation will improve when I split the deck. So if there's something that you've been working on and it doesn't seem to be going anywhere, or just seems that you've reached a lot of obstacles and barriers, that may be a cause for a pause. It may be a reason for you to pause, just so that you can reassess the situation and see whether it's something that you want to continue investing in, or to continue, or to see in what ways can you make any improvements. The Hermit goes into a moment of solitude, a moment of introspection. It's a pausing period, because when you're in hermit mode, there's not much you can do. Some of you may be needing the advice, guidance from helpful people who are supportive, who will, basically be a source of support, people who will cheer you on. You may even have angels, maybe having some people, lost loved ones that may be surrounding you, that may be helping you and kind of guiding you. in some way. Whatever it is that you're wanting to set your intention in, you can start seeing results within the next few months, but it's going to require to do the necessary actions that you can take on your part. The universe can do everything for us. We had to work with it. It's like this is a collaboration. Whenever you're trying to manifest something. Anything else, Spirit? Anything else for the collective? And then we have forgiveness. So if some of you, like I did mention something about like looking at the past, people who have been there for you, maybe even looking at your past and seeing, not letting your past dictate your present and future moment. But if there is something from the past that keeps coming up for you, this may be a time for you to go into the hermit mode, go within, and do whatever necessary healing you need to do within yourself. Forgiveness could be something that you may be wanting from someone, or someone may be wanting from you. But most importantly, it's, do you need to forgive yourself for anything? Because if you're holding on to some sort of shame, sadness, grief from the past that you have yet to release yourself from, that's going to cause some sort of blockages. There may be people around you who can give you the support that you need. Maybe some of you may feel like you're not worthy of receiving support because of stuff you've done in the past. So that may be something that you need to forgive yourself for, because if you look at who you are now in comparison to who you were in the past, and you see the changes you've made, then you know that regardless of what you've done in the past, you've already paid your dues in some way, but you need to forgive yourself, release yourself from shame or guilt, so that you can, open up and release any blockages that may be preventing anything from coming in for your betterment, for your manifestation to really start coming towards you. Okay, let's see, is there anything else? No. So let's get some charms. I want to get some charms, see what comes out. These letters may resonate with you. It may spell a word, maybe initials. Let's see what comes out. What does the collective for this moon reading need to know? Okay. So I have the letter K. I said okay. And then I do see okay. So everything is going to be okay. Just continue to do what you need to do. And there may be something getting KO'd. Something's going to probably be knocked out of your life that's going to help bring you into alignment. Then we have K again. The letter K. So keep on moving. We got the letter E. The letter E. The letter Z or Z, depending on where you're from. Okay. We have the letter U. U. And then we have the letter D. D-U-M, dumb, D-U-M, M. We have the letter L. We have the letter C. Oopsie. The letter C. Can you see the C? And then we have the letter W. Okay. Let's get some charms. Those are letter charms. Wow. We have the word luck. L-U-C-K. Luck. Okay. Okay, we have a moonstone, a moon. We have a crescent moon, moonstone. That's moonstone. So some of you may have moonstones. I know I do. I found the one I got from, somebody found it when I was in Italy. They found my moonstone, the one I got from when I went to London. Fish, this is about abundance. Abundance, prosperity, good luck, fortune. They have turtles, slow and steady wins the race. I talked about taking a pause. If you're facing a lot of obstacles, the obstacles may be a cause for pause, you know? You have a butterfly for transformation. There may be things change in your life. Some of you may have Scorpio in your chart. Then we have the, Sagittarius came out. Wow, that's interesting. And we're talking about the new moon in Sagittarius. Yeah, the new moon in Sagittarius. It's interesting that the new moon in Sagittarius is coming, right? And then soon we're going to be entering Capricorn season. I believe it's on the 21st or 22nd. That's interesting. It's not. I'm noticing that the new moons are like towards the tail end of a zodiacal season, and very close to the next. So we have the tree of life. It's about you being deeply connected with your roots, deeply connected with source, earth, spirit, angels, guides, deeply rooted within your faith, even deeply rooted within yourself. We also have the peace sign. So it's about you finding peace within, finding peace, knowing that you are the source of your own peace, that you have to protect your peace, that you are the guardian of your own peace, no one else's. And then we also have the Pegasus, a unicorn. So, the unicorn. Something magical is going to happen. But this is all a matter of you having a positive mindset, focusing on the positive, knowing that luck is on your side. Luck, spirit, angels, guides, helpful people are on your side. But just know that you are worthy. Know that you shouldn't let your past dictate you. Kind of release self-sabotaging behaviors. No longer allowing yourselves to be trapped in self-limiting beliefs. And going within, trusting yourself, trusting your intuition, and moving towards the happiness that you're wishing to receive. But this is all necessary in order to allow any sort of manifestation to come towards you. So this is for the new moon in Sagittarius. I hope this reading was helpful to you in some way. If it was, please like, share, and subscribe to Artemis Oracle. My name is Tan. I'm your reader, and I'm wishing you a lovely day, evening, or afternoon ahead. Bye.